Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's data color webinar, Spyder5CAPTURE PRO. All you need for capturing and editing. I'm Boris Bergmann from Data Color, and I'd like to welcome you for this webinar tonight. Please allow me to give you a short overview about the upcoming next 60 minutes. We will have a look into the new Spyder5CAPTURE PRO bundle. We will go through all these tools inside, and that will take about 60 minutes. It will be not only slideshow, it will be also showing how to use these tools, not all of them, because we have a lot of tools here, and but it will be a good introduction of these products that you will see the advantages and what are the benefits of all of them. Okay, at the end of this webinar presentation, we will go into a chat and you have the possibility to enter all the questions you have. And therefore, I'd like to say thank you for being here with me tonight. I'm Boris Bergmann. Okay, let's go and have a look what's inside the Spyder5CAPTURE PRO bundle. We have a case and it comes with the SpyderCUBE, which you can see here, the SpyderCHECKR, which you can see here, the SpyderLENSCAL. All these are for camera calibration. The SpyderLENSCAL is here, located in the top of the case. And here we have on the left, for the monitor calibration, the Spyder5 Elite. What is important in here? That's the registration card. No, it's not the registration card. It's the serial numbers and the links where you can download the software. But it's not only the software you can download from these links. It also gives you welcome pages showing videos and introductions, quick start guides, and so on. So that's important for you, besides the serial number, which you can see in here. Okay, let's have a closer look, and we will start with the camera calibration. So that's SpyderCUBE, SpyderCHECKR, SpyderLENSCAL, and we will start with the SpyderLENSCAL here first, and we are talking about the autofocus camera calibration. So that's the micro adjustment for the autofocus, and it calibrates the camera lens combination here. Okay, so how does it work? How does it look like? As you can see here, it's fiber plastic, so it's very robust. You can fold it, as you have seen, as it is in the top of the case of the Spyder5CAPTURE PRO. So that's no problem. But what's the problem? What's the benefit here? The problem is that sometimes, and not really sometimes, quite very often, the combination of your camera body with the lens, with the attached lens, is, regarding the autofocus, not really perfect. There are a few reasons for this. There are tolerances in the production, the lens age, the lens users, climate conditions that will change. And yeah, as you can see here, I shot this watch and it should be on here. But in fact, I see the numbers in the back, they're sharp. That shouldn't be the result I'd like to have. And because the result should be like this. You see a short and crisp up here and more soft at the background. This is what I have expected with this shoot over here. So not really good. And very often, to be honest, it's more a feeling than something that you can really good identify that you have a problem there. And therefore, at the Photokina 4 years ago, what we did make an offer and said, okay, bring us please your camera body and one lens, and we will measure them. And we have checked over 1,400 camera lens combinations. So 1,400 customers came along and passed their equipment. Okay, and what we have found out that more than 800 need to be calibrated, and more than 1,200 at the end. So we said about 400 where we say, okay, there's a deviation on this combination here, but okay, it's more or less okay, you see. So how can you do these calibration? Of course, you can send everything in to the manufacturer. That's expensive and it will take time. So because sending in, having them to check and to reset everything and sending it back will take some extra time, and it's really expensive. The SpyderLENSCAL allows you to do it yourself. Okay, so as we have mentioned, there are tolerances. And tolerances, we have tolerances in the camera's body and the tolerances in the lens that you're using. Okay, that's an issue. And let's think about the following. Let's say the camera, whatever manufacturer it is, they have a final control, and they do say, okay, within a certain range, always regarding the autofocus, it's inside the limit. If it's outside, it has to be reworked and readjusted. So that's it. And let's say we say on a scale from -3 to +3, whatever it is, centimeters, kilometers, or whatever. No, it's their regulations, their settings. Inside -3, +3, it's okay. So it passed the final test. The same with the lens, inside 3 to +3 to -3, that's okay. And again, we will say, okay, that's inside. It could be something different or similar scaling. Nobody knows. It's just, yeah, imagination here. So if there's no deviation, that's perfect. But what happened? Okay, if there's a deviation, but let's say we have a front focus with the camera, which is almost 2, and on the lens we have a front focus of 2.2. Okay, so the deviation is 0.4, which is almost nothing. So even if they would be as a bundle, sold as a bundle, and checked, okay, that is very close to each other. So that's almost perfect. Okay, no problem. Think about another combination, because say you get some lenses from a friend to test, or you go for a service and borrow one for a weekend, and now your camera says, okay, it's -1, so that's pretty close to 0. That's perfect. But the lens you have borrowed is +2, 2.2. So that's now almost 3.2. That's a lot. So not a really good combination. And if you do shoots, you will find out at the end of the day, okay, you don't like that lens anymore, or really much, because you would say, okay, it's not as crisp and sharp as the other ones you have. That's what most you think about, and you give it to a friend, or you borrow it from a friend because they say, oh, that's pretty good. And when you check the bodies, you'll find out maybe his body is over here, so they are very close. But your combination with this lens doesn't work. Okay, so what to do? You focus the center. This is the macro one, and you focus onto the center here. Do not focus on the ruler. The ruler comes with a scale from -6.5 to +6.5, and again, nobody knows what's behind, because it's just a scaling that you will be able to adjust. So don't focus here, focus here. As you can see, here. The distance between the SpyderLENSCAL and your camera should be 25 to 50 times of the focal length of the lenses. Why is it 25 to 50 times? We asked the camera manufacturer and the lens manufacturer, and everybody says, okay, we need 50 times, we want to have 25 times. So open the aperture as much as possible and adjust it. You have a level in here, so you're able to adjust this, and then you set up on a tripod, and that's it. And the important thing is do it. And if you have a zoom lens, take the Taylor one for the calibration. Some Canon cameras have the possibility to save for one lens two values, so that you can say, okay, let's say on 28 to 105 lenses, you go a calibration for 105 and you do a calibration for 28 millimeters. Okay, so that it works. And the good thing, the cameras have a memory set, and they will save the information based on the serial number of the lens. It's done automatically, so you don't have to care about. So that allows you, if you have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 lens, no problem. Your camera will automatically handle this, if your camera has the ability to do this. Okay, so use a tripod. We recommend to do it indoor. Of course, you can do it outdoor because the distance can be longer. Open maximum aperture, and you take the picture with the camera. You want to calibrate. You want to do the micro adjustment that's very often used, and you control the autofocus in your display. Or if you have the ability or the possibility to do tethering, I would recommend to do tethering and control on your monitor, because it's much better. You can see much more easy where it is sharp. And you can see it's sharp down here. It's not sharp up here. So then you take the picture and you see it in here, as you have seen already. That's a different one. Then you go into the micro adjustment, depending what camera you have, and you can see they have a scale. It could be something from plus 20 to minus 20. It could be from 10 to 10. But within quarter steps, and so every manufacturer does a different scaling. But you have a scaling, and so you can just adjust, and then you do the adjustment. You take a next picture, you do another control, and you get closer to the zero at the end. Repeat this process maybe 3 times. At the first time, if you've done it in the past 1 or 2 times, then you will be familiar, and then you know, okay, it's +2, so I have to adjust to -5 on my camera body. So then it will be just 1 or 2 steps for the end. And then you have, at the end, the control shot, and you find, okay, the 0 is here, which is here, so the focus, you have focused here, and the focus is here, so you're perfect, and that's it. Here is a list of cameras that have these ability, and you can say all professional cameras do have, and most of the prosumer cameras, the higher level prosumer cameras, how they are called, they also have these ability. Think about the 7000 series of the D7000 from Nikon. Yeah, the 7000, 7100, 7200, just for an example. And of course, all the other ones, 800s and whatever. Okay, good. So that's allows you to get a crisp autofocus calibration, because you're now sharper than ever before. And it doesn't matter what camera lenses you're using. It's just you to adjust, and then you have it perfect. Okay, good. So next we go for the SpyderCUBE, and the SpyderCUBE allows you to get the correct white point, but not only the white point, you have also the contrast and color perception of your camera. And we start with the white point, with the exposure, color temperature, and of course the blacks and the highlights. So I assume most of you, they do shoot and roll, right? Okay, I think, yeah, as you do. Okay, please, it would be great if you just raise your hand. You have the raise hand button, and for all of those who shoot and roll, please raise your hand once. And I can see, okay, a lot of you raise your hand. Okay, Great, thank you. Yeah, okay. So that means at the moment, it's almost 95%, I would guess. Okay, I will just keep your hands down now. Okay, so the point is, the advantage is you have, of course, all the flexibility because you shoot in RAW. A lot of people say, okay, I shoot in RAW. I don't care about color temperature. Yeah, good. Okay, no problem. On exposure, you know, very often the people say, okay, it's 2 stops you have in your pocket to adjust later, so no problems if it's not 100% perfect. Okay, yeah, but the question is, on the other hand, there's no reference. If you have a look on this photo here, okay, how does it look like? Was it like this? Was it this or that way? Was it warm? Really warm, but lower light? More cold light, a little bit bright, but not too bright? Or was it really bright, but really warm? Nobody knows. That's the disadvantage of RAW photography. Okay, no problem, because you have the flexibility, but what you only need now is a reference. And this reference will be the SpyderCUBE. The SpyderCUBE, here it is. How does it look like? You have a tripod mount at the bottom. You have a cubic. It's from ABS Cycloid, so it's pigmented through pigmented, so it doesn't matter if there are any scratches or whatever. And we have the grays. You see, one's is brighter than the other. I'll explain in a second. We have white. We have a black. We have a light trap. And we have a chrome ball at the top. So we will all have a highlight clipping here. And there should be a clipping of the shadows down here, because there should be almost nothing. Okay. Let's have a look how this will work. Give me a second. I will take you with me on my computer. And I have to say, sorry. You see, even if I would do this on a Mac, Adobe Bridge as well as the Photoshop, they won't change the language, even if I want to do it. So I'm sorry, this is in German here, but I think it will be okay for you, hopefully. Okay, you have seen that photo, and have a look. We will have a closer look, and you will see on the left, you see, looks good. A lot of light. You can see this side is brighter because here, that was in our former office, we have some windows, so we have daylight coming in. If you have a look up here, you can see, oh, there's there was a bulb light on the right, which was on, because it was a little bit darker over here, and so the bulb light was on. And so you can see different light situation up here, different color temperature on the left and on the right. What does your eye do? Your eye will always, in conjunction with your brain, do a white balance. You know this if it goes, yeah, it's almost coming. It's over here in Germany, it's pretty warm at the moment, but we are talking about October 1st, next Saturday. So that's less than, 3 months to Christmas. So think about in the evening having candles in your living room, and your eyes will adapt this after a few moments. If you go outside in the street lights are on, and your eyes will take a few minutes to adapt this. No problem. If you look from outside into your living room, you will see, oh, that's too reddish. Yeah, because that's candlelight. And that's the same situation here. We have a mixed light situation. And what your eyes will do, your eyes will adapt to the major light source in the scene, which is over here, the windows, because this side of the cube is the brighter one. There's more light, so that's brighter. That's the one your eyes will adapt to. And that's the advantage of the cube. Because of the cubic design, there will be always, in a mixed light situation, one side which is brighter than the other. Okay, so what to do and how to do. I just open it. It will open in Camera Raw, as you can see. And I have turned on the clippings. So what I'll do first, I take the white point color picker and adjust this. So that was the white point. You can see that was a different white point. That's from the bulb light over here, and that's from the windows from outside. So as you can see, the color temperature. Okay, color underneath. Okay, then we have talked about the the chrome ball at the top. You have a little rubber band to attach this so you can hang it up. And as I mentioned before, you have a tripod mount. What I do, I always have the small Gorilla tripod. This I use, and so I can hold it in front of my lens, so that's very easy. And I put it in my pocket. It comes with a little bag. I always put it in the bag and then into my jeans pocket, because don't do it into your jeans pocket because the jeans was washed and there was optical brightener in the washing detergent, and that will be inside your trousers, and so it will become sticking to the cube, and there's something you don't want, because the sensor of the camera would be affected of this. If that ever happened, just clean it with a mild detergent, and if there are any dirts on, just you can use it a little bit, wash it a little bit harder, a little stronger, that's no problem. So what's now to do? It's very easy. You see, we have now a clipping here on the white. So I just go into the exposure. I lower the exposure till the clipping is gone or almost gone, because this is white. This has to be white. There has to be information, no clipping. There, at the chrome ball, there is a clipping. That's allowed, and that's good so. So same situation here. We have a black and we have the light trap here. And the black trap here, as you can see, if you have a look over here where you can see the RGB values, you can see RGB values around 20, 23. That's too much. But this is, where does it come from? That's from the sensor. That's the graining effect from the sensor. So that's because there should be only black, no information at all. Okay, doesn't matter. What we can do, I just raise the black button a little bit. So, and till the situation that the black trap here is entire clipped. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. And that's what I have to do. Yeah, but now what I have to do is I have to save this, and therefore I have the button up here, say, okay, save these settings, and now the question, what do we want to have in here? We want to have the white balance, okay, so we can say that, yeah, we don't even know contrast, clarity, dynamic, saturation, we don't need. So, these I want to save. Okay, click on save, give it a name. Okay, it's SpyderCUBE, SpyderCUBE today. Okay, I save it, and that's it. I will not open the image. I will just say cancel here, go back to the Adobe Bridge, and now what I can do is I can just open this again, and very easy, I go to my presets, and here I found my SpyderCUBE today. I just apply it, and that's it. Well, you can, I say, oh, again, I will say cancel because I need this in the future. I will close my Photoshop, go back to the bridge. So what I also could do is I could go in here, and we have also the possibility in the developing presets where you can also select them SpyderCUBE today, as you can see. So that's very easy to apply. So by this, you can, of course, apply this to all images taken under the same conditions. So that's it. Very easy. Okay, what I'll do, I'll close this and go back into our presentation. Here we are. Okay, so that's the way how to use it. Shoot it. And if you're, for example, on a wedding, you can shoot it afterwards. You see, very often you don't have the time to do it at once. Just do it afterwards, no problem. And the SpyderCUBE, as you can see from the handling, works with every RAW conversion application. Okay, good. Good. As I mentioned before, very durable, through pigmented, works with all RAW converters. So, beside the gray balancing, you have also balanced the contrast here. So it's not a gray cut only, it's much, much more. Okay, great. Let's continue, and we come to the SpyderCHECKR, also part of the Spyder5CAPTURE PRO bundle. And here we are talking about color balancing. Okay, have a look on this. Think about it. There are different reasons for using the SpyderCHECKR. The SpyderCHECKR can be used, for example, if you're working with different cameras. For example, you go for a wedding, you go on a holiday. On a holiday, during the daytime, you have the large and heavy DSLR camera carrying around, no problem. In the evening, when you go out with your wife or your husband or your friends, you have the small system camera, pocket camera with you, which also maybe shoot RAW. And if you remember from the good old times where they had the analog films, to be honest, it was not only the film, it was the film-paper combination, had its own color characteristic. Very often we are thinking about, okay, there was the Fuji was a little bit greenish, the Kodak was a bit yellow, and the Aqua was a little bit bluish, right? It's like the we're taking like the box where it came in a little bit. Okay, but to be honest, it has something also with the lab and with the chemicals and the age of the chemicals and so on, as you may know. Okay. So there was a deviation question, what material you have used. Today we have something similar, you see. Each camera has its own color characteristic. And if you're a 100 or 1000% guy, even each camera lens combination has a little bit of its own characteristic, as the lenses regarding the glass and how the coating and everything has also a slight effect on color. So, and if you want to adjust this, and now we'll go back to a wedding, if you think about, or back to your holiday, if you have taken shoots with these two cameras, if you're in a wedding and you're working with a few other friends, and you want, at the end of the day, you want to create a photo book. Think about the wedding's dress, the bride's dress wants to be more champagne, the other one more white, and this be side by side in a photo book. Oh, I don't want to talk to this bride anymore because she doesn't like me anymore. Or think about your holiday, yeah, different. So if you have two cameras, okay, that's important. This is the way how you can adjust this, and I will show you in a second how to do. Professionals, they say, okay, if they do product photography, a logo color has to be a logo color. Doesn't matter what the camera's characteristics is, and that's for them the reason to use it. And as you can see here, we have the Nikon camera, which is a little bit more warm compared to what we have in here, which is the Canon one. And yeah, it's a little bit more cool, bluish. To be honest, we have to make it visible for you over the internet, because the information will be compressed when sending from my computer over the internet to you. So what we have increased only the saturation a tiny little bit to make it more visible for you. So what I have done here, to be honest, it was a colleague of me. He take a reference shot with the SpyderLENSCAL, once with the Nikon, once with the Canon, and then he had the setting, and he applied the setting, and that's it. And now it looks like, okay, color-wise, from the color characteristic, they are now equal. So it doesn't matter if which image is next to the other one. Doesn't matter where it was taken with. Okay, so that's what we need. The SpyderCHECKR, 48 patches over here. And it works with Adobe Photoshop Raw, so Adobe Camera Raw, as you know, Lightroom, Focus from Hasselblad, DaVinci Resolve 11 or 12 or 12.2 from Blackmagic Design. These cards in here can be replaced, but to be honest, we doesn't have sold much of them over the last couple of years, because when you close the cover, everything is okay. But there is a fade checker in here, so there is this red is over here again, and so we compare it. One is covered, the other one is not covered. You can see it's locked, it's a magnetic lock here, and you could, if necessary, you could replace them. For example, if you have forgotten it outside, leaving it open for a couple of days in the direct sun, maybe a month open sunlight, yeah, that would have an effect here. Okay. Then we have on the left extended skin tones. We have a lot of pastel colors over here. The cards are replaceable, as I mentioned, and you can turn them around and you have white balance. So gray cards for video, for studio shooting, for example. Okay, great. So what do you have to do? You take a picture, and on the checker, on the optimal light conditions, we recommend to have a light angle of 45 degrees. 45 degrees. That would be great. And then you'll do it. Everything will be done automatically. And the reason why it works only Adobe Camera Raw, Focus Hasselblad, or Lightroom, it will create a setting on the HSL sliders. And it will done everything automatically. This is only regarding the color balance, because everything else regarding white point, exposure, contrast, blacks, highlights, we have done with the SpyderCUBE before. Okay, let's have a look how this works, and therefore I go into Lightroom. By accident I have this in here. So what I will have to do, I have to go to the develop. Here you can see my Lightroom is in English. I will cut it down here for the SpyderCHECKR. Okay, that's it. And on the other side as well. Okay, here we have it. Now I will use the white balance color picker, take the neutral one, and now I go up here and see, okay, that's 94. As you can see, just under below of the histogram, you see the RGB values in percentage here. In Adobe Camera Raw, you will see values from 0 to 255. So the information is given in the manual. What are the right values? Because what we have to know to do is we have to set the right contrast range, contrast balance. So what I do, I will go down with the exposure a little bit to have the white to be 90, and I would say, let's say 40, 46. Yeah, okay. That's a little bit too much. Okay, 38 minus 0.38. Yeah, 91. That's okay. Over here. Good. Then have a look at the black. That should be down to around 4, 5. So I will reduce the blacks now. Say, okay, down here. I think 5.4, that's also pretty good. Okay, if the image is prepared like this, because this was what I have done before was the cube. So you apply the cube setting and you will apply the SpyderCHECKR setting, because the cube takes care of white balance exposure and everything. And now it goes into the color calibration, for the color balance. It goes into the SpyderCHECKR, and therefore I go into Photos, Edit in, SpyderCHECKR Editing, copy, create a copy with Lightroom adjustments. Yes, that's what we want to have. It's checking for updates. The current version is the 1.2.2. Says OK. And now I will have to adjust this a little bit. Yeah, OK. To have the patterns here, you can adjust them. That's very easy. And now we have different modes. We have a colorimetric mode, more with saturation, and a portrait mode. Let's do all of them. You say, and I will be asked, OK, do I want to save it to Lightroom, Adobe Camera Raw, or to Focus from Hasselblad? You can do them all with one shot, all in one session. So I want to have this for now. So I say colorimetric. Colorimetric. OK. It is applied. I can see where is it applied. If these folders do not match what your Lightroom settings are, you can adjust them. That's no problem. And I can say, OK, quit, or build another. And now I say, OK, I want to have one that's called saturation. Just call it saturation. Saturation. Click OK. And another one, let's say portrait. Whatever portrait is, you will see. And save the calibration. Portrait. OK, now I will quit. And these will be as user presets. Due to the reason Lightroom was already running all the time, these presets are built and Lightroom couldn't pick them up because Lightroom picks these presets only up when launching Lightroom. So what I'll have to do, I have to quit Lightroom and I will have to launch Lightroom again. Okay, and this is what I'll do now. Here we are. You can say that's the latest release. If you're using CC, make sure you have the latest release, especially when you're on a Mac. That's also important for those who are using Photoshop CC on a Mac, because there have been a version this year where some color management issues have been in. So, okay, good. So let's go back to the original and we say, okay, we go in and one second. No. Developing preset. I will reset it. Let you have everything in here. Okay, 1 second. Doesn't work. Yeah. And okay, 1 second. Settings. Reset. And okay, again. Oh, it doesn't want. Doesn't matter. Okay. Nice. And we have everything set back now. Okay, good. What is important to know? Very easy. You will see now the SpyderCHECKR, and I'll show you with the SpyderCHECKR, but first I will show you the other image. So what I'll do now, I just apply the colorimetrics. I'll just say reset that everything is in neutral. So what I do now, I will apply the colorimetric setting. I just click on, and you can see the changes in here. And you can see there are very soft changes. So very often you're not even able to see the difference at the first glance. But if you want to compare them, think about it. We are leveling, we are adjusting the color balance between different cameras. So there is not much, but important changes. And so we have the colorimetric, which is a really good one. We have the saturation, and if I apply the saturation, there was a change. I'll go back. Here you can see in the saturation HSL sliders. Go back. But think about, you would do this by hand. Not possible at all. And to show it in the right way, that allow me to go back, because in this, you can see it's always, it's back to neutral. So what I do now, I use colorimetric, and you can see the adjustments. You have seen it maybe here, up here. Have a look on here on these, because that's much easier to see also for you over the internet. And if I use saturation, you can see it goes a little bit more saturated. And what is portrait now? Portrait is really interesting. It's based on colorimetric, but it is reducing the reds a little bit. As you can see, it just reduces the reds. Have a look, colorimetric and portrait. Think about having a photo, and very often, think about a party photo. Yeah, you get it. You've seen reddish skin. Yeah, this reduces reddish skin a little bit, and that's perfect. Okay, that's how it works. So very easy, and that brings us back now to our calibration. So it's done automatically. I just do it with one click, apply this. And due to the reason it was independent to the SpyderCube settings, I can apply them in the combination because I use one after the other. That's very, very good. Okay, that's for the camera calibration. Now it's time for the monitor, because we have the Spyder5 also inside the SpyderCAPTURE PRO, Spyder5CAPTURE PRO bundle, and that's what we have in here. The problem is, if you have a monitor in front of you, there's always the question, which one is the right one? What is the correct colors? You see, because you can view your monitor with your eyes. And your eyes, it's easy to play a lot of tricks on your eyes. The next problem is we have different monitors, different display technologies, different backlights, different physics, OLED, and whatever. We have different monitor types. Some have a white gamut, Adobe RGB. Some have a normal gamut, sRGB. Some have the good old CCFL, which is a kind of a neon tube in the frame. Or we have different LED technologies, and they are extremely on developing different advanced LED technologies. You see it on the TV market. Okay, so, and you want to match them with your eyes? No chance at all. Then we have an aging process. So it means over the age, over the time, we have an effect on the RGB filters, which are on top of the light source, which is maybe a white LED, so that will fade. Also, the LED will fade a little bit, not as much as the good old monitors with CRT, you remember? And of course, if you think about the old LCD displays, if you compare them from today to what they have in the beginning, okay. So the luminance will drop over the years. And we have also another point. The room light may change, not only aging, but think about you having a window next to you. Ooh. Okay, a lot of effects. Good. So what do we do to have a calibration? How does it work? Very easy. All monitors can be calibrated, whatever. With the Spyder5 Elite, all LCD, all front projectors can be calibrated. And we create an ICC profile for the monitor, which is on the computer. So what do we have to do? Quick and easy. You launch the software, you will have to select some certain settings. Recommendations are done in the interactive help. The first calibration takes 5 minutes. The recalibration, 2.5. The software wizard will help you. And then put the Spyder on, it starts measuring, it does it automatically, and at the end, it will automatically, when you save the profile, it will activate the profile automatically. You don't have to do any changes in Photoshop. Because when you open a file in Photoshop, let's say an sRGB file, and just for the display, Photoshop knows, oh, from the operating system, there is a monitor profile, and takes the monitor profile with all the information and calculates the monitor profile on top on the image, but only for the monitor, not for the file. So the image file will be no information from the monitor profile to be in. Because you will edit your images and you pass it to somebody else, and on his Photoshop does the same, but of course with his profile. That's the little secret behind. So that's very easy. Okay, good. So we have Spyder 5. We have a range of products, the Express, the entry level, the mid-range Spyder 5 Pro, and we have the Spyder 5 Elite, which comes with the Spyder5CAPTURE PRO bundle. So you have the top model this year. This new sensor has an fully encapsulated optic components inside. So you have a capsule into the body. So that's really, really good protected. And due to the changes of the sensor compared to the Spyder 4, it's up to 55% more accurate in low luminance colors. It's up to, that means if you have a high-end ISO monitor, you won't have an increase of 55% in the darks, because the monitor was before really excellent. There will be a change, maybe it's only to be measured, but if you have a monitor, let's say of €1,000 or €200, you will have a certain increase, and there, the lower the monitor quality, the higher the increase of the quality will be, you see. It's 7 sensors, it's easy to use, it's multi-monitor calibration. And you can see down here, it's part of the cable. You can see that's the counter wide, and at the same point, it's a cover. It protects the sensor. Also, again, you have multi-monitor calibration. All you can do with the Spyder 5 Elite, you have gamma graphs. You can see you can do the recalibration, room light measurements at 5 different levels, from very high to very low. That's important, you see, because if you compare print compared to a monitor display, you would see, okay, the monitor display creates a darker black compared to a printout. And if you compare the white of a printout, the white paper is never as bright as the monitor display. And therefore, it has to be in conjunction with the room light level. It has to be adapted that the monitor display only is limited in the whites, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do a soft proof at the end of the day to do this, because you want to see in advance how the printout will look like. You see, this is a reason why a calibrated monitor often looks a little bit dull compared to what you have seen before. But you want to know, you want to be able to see on your monitor what will be printed at the end of the day. Okay, good. What else? We have unlimited targets. That means you are able to calibrate in whatever way you want. That means at your brightness level, if you are used to a different brightness level than the recommended one, people that are in the business for years are used to different settings, you can select them. For all those who do videography, we have targets over here as well. Front projector calibration, as mentioned before. And we have a gray balance fine tune. That means it is an option that you can enable to have a better gray balance. That means we have 3 curves to be corrected, a red, a green, and a blue curve. Yeah, red, green, blue from the monitor. These curves have to be adjusted, and they have to, especially for black and white, they have to match on top of each other. And the gray balance fine tune, what does it do? Very easy. Whenever the deviation between what has been measured and what should be is increasing, the correction curve has a stronger deviation to make sure, okay, this red is back to the red what it should be. So these correction curve, okay, if it's created by more points, it's more accurate. And that means the stronger the deviation between what it should be and what it is on your monitor, this function will add additional measurement points. That will increase the measurement maybe up to 2 minutes, but it gives you a higher quality. And we have Studio Match and SpyderTune that allows you to match monitors even if they are different in technology. Think about room light, the good old bulb light, compared to LED, different LED light, to energy-saving light. You remember, as we are in the EU, the bulb light has gone. They are not to be sold anymore. Okay, now LED, more and more people have LED, and it's colors look different on LED light, right? Especially if you look about different LED light generations in your room. And now think about your monitors. They have different LED light technologies built in. Okay, they have to be matched. Yeah, and if you do them next to each other, different technologies, that's the reason having Spyder Tune and Studio Match functions. Okay, good. And we have the advanced display analysis that allows you to check, okay, the accuracy of your monitor. Okay, that's what you can do. And this will allow you at the end of the day to have a calibrated monitor, and you can easily preview what your print will look like using the Softproof in Photoshop. And this is what I can show you here. You go into Proof, into the View menu, go to Proof Setup, select Custom, select the profile. Here I have 4x27, which is a coated paper here that's a standard sheet feed press machine. And I say simulate paper color, and now I click on preview, and you can see immediately the changes. You can also see here that's what it's simulating. Okay, turn preview on and off. You can do just toggle Command Y, Control Y on Windows and Mac. Okay, so that's it. Very easy. Okay. And that will bring us almost to an end. And for all those who say, okay, I want to know additional information about this, please contact us via our free phone support at 00800 700 870 in Europe. For those who are from the US, it's also a US number here. And this is one way. And if you have questions where it is useful to have send some files information that won't work over the phone. You see, describing a color deviation, yeah, it's possible over the phone, but it cannot be measured. Then please use our online support 24 hours, 7 days a week at support.datacolor.com. Contact customer support. You have a form to fill. Please fill it out so it makes it easier for everybody. We know what you are talking about, what operating system. That's important, because if you have a Mac, you don't want to have an advice for a Windows and the other ways around. So please submit your ticket. You'll get an answer very, very soon. Okay, and if you want to see the webinar, the recording can be here, and more webinars to come also will be here. We will have more webinars to come very soon. Okay, so that's it for now. We will go into the chat now, and